I think as time goes on and technology becomes even more advanced, and we have more and more things to entertain us, more and more people are going to be pulled further and further away from God due to all the distractions. It's gotten to a point where niggas can put on a headset and escape their physical reality by going into a virtual reality. And some people might argue, oh, well, it's good for the people who don't get a lot of human interaction in person, because then they could just go into the metaverse and, feel connected to people. And it's like, I get it, I feel you, but at the same time, nah. Because here's the problem. If you're so dependent on other humans to occupy your time, when are you making time for God? When are you depending on God? Because not only can too much technology distract you from God, other humans can distract you from God and pull you away from God too. I'm going to be honest. In my last relationship, I was extremely distracted from God. I would even go as far as to say this person subconsciously wanted me to look at him like he was God. And there was a point after we broke up where I really broke down and cried and had to ask for forgiveness because subconsciously I was making that man God. And I tried so hard not to let that happen. But it was almost like he was jealous of me wanting to be close to God and put God before him. And I'm gonna be honest, like I can't even play the victim because I knew from the beginning, I knew very early on something in my spirit was like, you are not equally yoked. You don't want to go there. You don't want to go down this path. But I ignored my discernment, my intuition, and I still went down that path. And I'm grateful because there were so many lessons that I needed to learn, and I don't know how I would have learned them any other way. I feel like God broke us apart to put me back together and to pull me back over to Him. Ever since we split 6 months ago, I can't remember the last time I went a day without meditating. I can't remember the last time I went a day without praying. I can't remember the last time I went a day without saying my affirmations. Every single day, I have my little morning ritual, spiritual ritual that I do. And that has really transformed my life. I've had a peace and joy I have never had in my life. Like, sometimes it doesn't even feel real. I'm like, God, is this really me now? Like, is this really who I am now? Am I really this joyful, like, peaceful person? Don't get it twisted. I have my moments where I want to smack somebody up, but I don't. Because, like I said, I have a joy and peace that I've never felt in my life. And I'm so grateful. I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's usually those tragic, traumatic moments of our life that draw us near to God and, cause us to surrender to God. It's unfortunate that it's like that. And I hope you don't have to go through a tragic or a traumatic event. If you haven't already, I hope you don't have to go through that in order to draw near to God and get close to God. But like I said, sometimes that's what it takes. And I think it's absolutely vital for you to have spiritual rituals you do on a consistent basis because that's what keeps you close to God and that's what keeps you connected to your spirit. It's funny because I used to always think the word ritual was automatically something satanic or demonic. But a ritual is just a series of actions that a person does on a regular basis. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the word spiritual, literally, ritual is in the word spiritual. You have to do rituals on a regular basis in order for you to stay connected to your spirit and, be the spiritual being that you truly are. One of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning is pray. Before I ask God for anything, before I fix my mouth to say, God, give me this, give me that, I give God thanks for just simply waking me up. If there's nothing else you can thank God for, it's for waking you up. That's the one thing you can always thank God for because guess what? There's people who did not wake up this morning. So that's the least you can do. Let's just start there. And after you give thanks, that's when you can start asking God for things. And it might not even be just tangible things. You could be asking God to give you strength, give you discernment, give you guidance, give you patience, give you direction. And here's the thing, I don't just pray once in the morning and just go on about my day. I'm constantly in communication with God all throughout the day. There's nobody that I talk to more than God. And the problem I feel, respectfully, the problem I feel like a lot of people have is they depend too much on other people. They constantly have to talk to other people and get other people's advice. And, oh, I need to vent to somebody. How about you talk to God? Because let me tell you something, God is not only going to give you a peace that nobody else can give you, God is going to give you wisdom and discernment and understanding that nobody else can give you either. I used to look at praying as just a chore, just, something on my to do list that I have to do every day. Now, it's a way of life. It's literally a lifeline for me. I pray when I feel powerful and I thank God for my strength. I pray when I feel weak and I ask God for strength. I pray when I'm happy. I pray when I'm sad. I pray when I'm going through something. I pray when everything is going good. Like, I am constantly in communication with God. Out of all the things on this list, this is probably the most important thing to keep you connected to your spirit and to keep you, most importantly, connected to God. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm getting a little fiery. It's that Aries passion coming out. I meditate every single day. That's another thing that I do that is a way of life. Like, that's non negotiable. Like, I cannot go a day without meditating. Like I said, in the past 6 months, I can't remember the last time I went a day without meditating. I was first introduced to meditating probably like 10 years ago. And I'm not going to lie, when I first started, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I just sitting here in silence with my eyes closed? This is weird. But I would say probably after like 2 weeks, I got used to it. And I was like, wow, why do I feel like I'm calmer? Why do I feel like I'm more centered and at peace? Why do I feel like I'm more present and I'm not really anxious? That's when I realized, like, oh, it's actually something to this meditation stuff. Like I said, I haven't always been consistent with it. The times where I was consistent, I could tell a positive difference. But if I just skip a day or skip a few days, I could tell a negative difference. And that's why, like I said, for the past 6 months, I don't remember a day I've went without meditating. And I can tell that has really contributed to the peace and like centeredness I feel, I guess you could say. Not only does meditation quiet your mind, but it helps you to be more present, which helps you not to overthink. And guess what? When you're in a meditative state, you're more likely to receive downloads from the Most High because you're not distracted. I'm gonna be honest, there are certain shows and even podcasts that I used to listen to and watch that I can't listen to or watch anymore. And I really hate to even say that because I don't want to demonize anybody or be like, oh, I'm holier than thou. Like, because I'm gonna be honest, 70% of the music I listen to, it's very uplifting, spiritual, like positive, good vibrations, high vibrations type of music. But I ain't gonna lie, the other 30%, it's problematic, it's ratchet ghetto hood music. When I'm at the gym, I gotta listen to stuff like that. But like I said, that's why I don't want to demonize anybody or be like, oh, this podcast is bad or these people are evil or anything like that. It's just certain things, I guess you could say, I've outgrown. Or better yet, it's just certain things that don't sit right with my spirit or they simply don't do anything for me. I am constantly listening to spiritual, self help, inspirational, motivational type of videos, audio all day long. I'm brainwashing myself with positivity because guess what? If I only want to attract positive, I need to make sure that that's what I'm consuming. I don't need to be on the shade room. I don't need to be even looking at a bunch of different strangers that I don't know, looking at their lives like, oh, I wish I was like them, or oh, I wish I had that. No, that doesn't do anything for me. So I'm very careful about what I consume. I'm very careful about what I feed into. That goes for music, that goes for stuff on social media, that goes for TV shows, that goes for pretty much any type of media you can think of. And you have to be that way because you have to just be careful with your spirit. You have to protect your spirit and protect your energy. I'm a huge Tupac fan. I've been a huge Tupac fan. ever since I was a kid. I got Thug Life tattooed on me. I got Tupac lyrics tattooed on me. But now that I'm older and I'm more in touch with my spirit, in certain songs, respectfully, that I just can't listen to. Like uh, I tried to listen to Ambitions of a Rider. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna with me. I tried to listen to that the other day and I had it blast and I was like, yeah, I'm in my thug mode. Like, I'm feeling myself. And I was playing it for a few seconds and my head started hurting. Like I just did not feel right playing it. Like I literally felt something in me. Like my head, I was getting a headache. I was like, oh no, I gotta turn this off. There's even this SZA song that I really, really, really love. Sonically, it sounds beautiful. It sounds amazing. When you actually listen to what she's saying, it's like, nah, bro, I'm not rolling. Like I can't sing this. I probably like the song too. It's Blind. The what is it? It's so embarrassing. All of the things I need living inside. The part where she says, effing on my ex because he validated me. I'm like, there was one day I was singing along with it and I was like, I don't feel right singing this. It's quite a bit of other lines in that song that I'm not gonna get into, but I'm like, no, I don't want to invite this into my spirit. And that's not to demonize her or to demonize Pac. Like, I get it. Like, I probably have some. I know for a fact I have songs that I've put out that I'm like, it's kind of cringy. Like, it don't really sit right with my spirit, and that's why certain songs I refuse to perform specifically for that reason. I would say about 70% of the music I listen to now is either 90s gospel, Sade, or 90s and 80s R&B, but it specifically has to be R&B that's talking about love in a positive way. I don't even like listening to heartbreak songs because that's not the energy that I'm trying to invite into my reality. I want to listen to music that is going to put me in a love frequency, except for, like I said, that 30% where, I gotta have my little edginess, my little ratchetness. I feel like as long as it's, a small percentage, God understands. Fasting is an amazing way for you to keep in touch with your spirit. And it doesn't have to just be fasting from food, it can be fasting from social media, it can be fasting from watching TV, it can be fasting from smoking if you smoke reefer like me. Yeah, I've done all types of different fasts. The longest I went without eating was 2 days. I went 2 days without eating any food. I just drank water. I didn't realize, I knew it was going to be good, for my health and, cleansing my body, but I didn't realize how much of an effect it was going to have on me spiritually. Even me just fasting for 2 days, that was very spiritual because not only did it force me to do other things with my time, I felt like I had more clarity and I felt like I could hear God more clearer. Once or twice a month, I'll do a 24-hour fast from food. I only drink water for 24 hours. I usually do this, like I said, once or twice a month. Then, I'll have days where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to smoke today. I'm not going to smoke at all. No reefer, no CBD, no nothing. Then I'll have those times where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be on social media for 24 hours. I'm not checking anything. I'm deleting the app off my phone. Like, literally, I cannot open it, get on it, nothing. Sometimes I'll even do it for a couple of days, depending on how I'm feeling. I feel like when you give up something that you're used to doing, or give up something that you're like, oh, I need this, or I really enjoy this, that shows God, look, I'm willing to sacrifice something and I'm willing to be disciplined. I'm not just coming to you asking you for stuff. I'm asking you for stuff, but I'm willing to sacrifice and give up certain things in order to receive those blessings. The last thing is journaling. I will be honest, I do not journal every day. There was a point in my life where I was journaling every day. Now, where I'm at in my life, I don't feel like it's necessary because of all the other like rituals, spiritual rituals that I have. But I do journal at least once a week because I feel like that's really just another way for you to communicate with God and talk yourself through your thoughts. And I feel like it's cool to be able to look back, on something that you wrote a few months ago and be like, wow, like I've grown a lot. Girl, let me tell you, girl, boy, whoever's watching, let me tell you, I was looking at a journal entry that I wrote back in October, and I'm like, you have came a long way. Like, you need to pat yourself on the back. Like, you have really grown and evolved as a person. So I feel like that's another cool aspect of journaling. And I want to be clear, everything I've shared with you guys, you don't have to do exactly what I do. You can create your own spiritual ritual that works for you. I'm just telling you what I do and what helps me. And if you want to implement some of these things, great. If you want to make up some of your own, that's good too. So, like I said, as always, I'm just here to be a messenger. I'm just here. I'm just here to share the little bit of wisdom that the Most High has given me. Hopefully, this video was helpful. If it was, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. Share with a friend, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.